Good morning, ducks. You guys hungry? Let's get you guys fed. You put your tray up here. There's a pile of grain in there still. Oh, here comes the rooster. These guys have been getting out. They've been flying up on top of that permanent run there from our Premier 1 fencing and getting out. So we've just been leaving them out. So the wife set up this pool up here for the ducks. I think we're going to put a heater in to keep it from freezing throughout the winter, and then they can still have water access. So got a block in there to help them get in and out of and whatnot. So they seem to be her babies, so she's pretty fond of taking care of them. So all right, so today's the day. We're going to put some of this equipment to use. The broilers that's up top, we're going to go ahead and process them today. I'm going to show them to you here in a little bit, show you how big they've gotten. We're now just a tinge over 8 weeks is where we're at. I'm pretty pleased with how big they turned out. We wanted to do it there the other day, but my whole family's come down with a bit of a sickness, and so we took some time off. But we're going to get it done today because our jobs have a lot of things going on right now. So if we don't get it done today, it's going to be a while before we can get back to it. So there they are up top. And we're going to set up this whole process right here in the driveway. That's how we did it in the spring. Everything turned out really good and smooth. So we're going to do that again. Wish we did 12 in the spring. We have 17 left to do in the fall. This is a cone. Some of you guys that haven't done this, that you put the chickens in to dispatch the chickens. Works really good. I'll put a washer on that screw to make sure it don't go anywhere if they flop around at all. Of course, a bucket for catching the mess. And I may as well walk you up and show you how big they've gotten. The wife took the orange fencing down from around the garden. It was driving her nuts. It was too ugly. So I got to get the fence posts out and run the mower up here. She was so irritated with it. She was going to push mow it herself. But I'm gonna get the tractor out. So here's the guys. They're hungry. They ate yesterday morning through the afternoon. Nothing in the evening. So we weighed 2 of them. We grabbed one just completely at random and weighed him a little. He was over 7 pounds. And then I grabbed the one that I thought was going to be the smallest, and it weighed right around 6 pounds. That was about 3 days ago. So they're at a good weight to go ahead and do. So like I say, today's their day. All right, so this here is a cheap table that my wife picked up off of, I think it was Amazon. They call them evisceration tables. They advertise them for like going on fishing trips and stuff whenever you're setting up I guess near the river, and you're going to be processing some fish that you just caught. But it's working out perfect for chicken day here. It comes with a small sink made onto it and drain, and you just run a garden hose over here, of course. And then we just stick a bucket underneath of it. This flex tubing drain, it'll go here, and then, like I say, catch all your mess from actually gutting the chickens after they're dead and plucked and everything else. But it's been working out great. All right, so this is the drain going together. It's pretty simple, obviously. We're gonna gasket that. Gasket, of course, on top. Obviously, we're threaded in there. Got our bolt. Thread the two halves together. I don't know why they design things with flat screwdrivers. Still to this day, I think technology has surpassed that. Give me a Phillips, please. Try to make sure it's fairly straight. There we go. All right, that's more better. And then we're just going to thread this onto the external threads. It's on the bottom piece. Just like so. And they give you a plug if you have any use for that. But we never use it. But like I said, we're going to get a 5-gallon bucket and put under there. And get the water hose over to the faucet, and this will be pretty well ready to go. All right, typical faucet hookup. And we'll put the water to it, and I'll probably have to get out a wrench and tighten these up. I probably can leak, I imagine. I'm really surprised there are no leaks. Hand tightening that. All right. Well, it's as simple as that. Okay, so here's how the assembly line works. Of course, we go to the cone to actually dispatch the chicken after the chicken is dead. He'll come over here to the scalder. This stand, I still need to buy one of these. It belongs to a buddy of mine I work with. We did buy this pot for this time. Last time we just used a pot that you use for hot water bathing, like your canned goods. Coincidentally, this pot fits just perfectly inside of this. I don't know if these are a common size or whatnot, but I'm going to fill this with water and get it up to temperature. I got to recheck it. I believe it's 150 degrees that you want to scald them at. And then the final piece, and the most expensive piece, is this is our plucker. After you scald them and their feathers come out easily, you stick the bird in here and turn it on, and it spins and flops the bird around against those ribbed rubber fingers there, and it strips pretty much all the feathers off. There might be a couple little pin feathers you got to pull out, but this definitely saves a bunch of time, and as long as we're going to keep doing chickens, it'll pay for itself. It was not cheap, however. These things run, this one here was about $400, and they can go upward from there. So like I say, hopefully we do this for a long time, and like I say, get some good use out of it. I'll tell you another thing. I actually already let a guy from work borrow it, so you know, it's handy having one around that, you know, even you could let somebody else use, you know, if need be. And then of course from there we go over to the table where the bird will be bare, and then we will go ahead and complete the evisceration process, you know, gutting him. And I think we're going to do them all as whole fryer birds. We really like those from the spring. We dropped them into the deep fryer, and we just fry a whole chicken for the family, and they turned out excellent. So I think we're just about ready. I'm going to have to go get some ice for the coolers. As we do each bird, it'll go into an ice bath inside of a cooler. And the other thing I want to do is get some breakfast in me before we get started. I do not do this on an empty stomach. I learned definitely do a little better with it if I've got some food in my belly before we start this whole process. Are we going to do the chickens? Ooh. Okay, we're going to check the temperature of the water. It's been out here running for a little bit. Oh, it's very hot, Dale. It may even be too hot. It's 110.
What's it smell?
120. You smell it?
Yeah.
You smell the propane?
Ooh, look at
130.
What's that? Wizard is.
Looks like about 130.
He's a wizard. Wizard. Daddy, what is it?
Alright, so it's not warm enough yet.
Okay, that's not what the time.
Alright. Yep, we'll leave that on there. Okay, let's see the size difference between the unknown bird, which he's right up front there, and then all of these buddies right there. Pretty noticeable size difference. So I'm not going to video the process of going through everything. There's plenty of videos online on how to do that. So if you're interested in that, you can find it pretty easy on YouTube. But I'll show you the results after we're done. We do usually end up doing this together. My daughter, she's very involved in it, my wife. But it's a great thing for you to go out and do with your family. I think it's very important for them to understand where our food comes from. We've talked about that before. And we were going to have some friends come up from work. They wanted to be involved in it. And since we got sick, it kind of ruined that. So I'm hoping that we do some more in the spring, and maybe I can have them come up with us in the spring. And I know their young boys was wanting to get in and learn about it. So hopefully next spring I can have them up. Video? Alright, so we're going to scald him in here.
Daddy, see some power. I'm not sure. Yeah, take the heart. Get it. I just make the feet extra yellow. Yeah. So.
video inside there.
You need the hose.
Don't look at that.
And there's Bear. He's got to pull up the tail feathers.
Tail feathers.
Sorry. You sad? Okay.
Got it clean.
There's a little bit in there left. That's pretty clean. There's a couple little pieces in there.
It's all bubbled up.
You ready for the ice?
Ice, baby. Now we're gonna have that fun stuff in it.
We are pretty well done and all cleaned up. And here is the lone survivor. If anybody has any idea what kind of chicken this is, I'd appreciate some information. But he's out running around with everybody else now. All right, so here is one of the broilers that we did. You can see the size of the breasts on this one here. And then we ended up deciding to get rid of our egg eater. And you can see a big difference in the breast of the chicken from the Cornish Cross to just your regular egg laying chicken. This was a Rhode Island Red is what this was. She's about 4 years old even compared to about 8 weeks old. So that's kind of the difference in what you can expect out of growing out one of these broiler chickens versus your, run-of-the-mill everyday chicken. Okay, these birds we're going to package whole in some broiler bags. So we'll show you how they work. We like to drop them straight into the deep fryer as a whole bird. So we'll, like I say, store them, you know, whole like this. We'll stick them into the bag here and get as much air out as you can. And give it a twist. And then we're going to put a zip tie on it here to hold it. And then what you do is you take your knife and you cut a small slit right here by the breastbone, and that's where your air is going to escape from. So just push in, cut your small slit there. And then we have a pot of water going at 180 degrees. And you take the chicken and stick them down in here. And you look for the bubbles. And when all the bubbles stop, of course, you'll know all the air's out of it. And pull them up out. And now it looks a lot more similar to the chicken you're used to purchasing at the store. So what we'll do is we'll take them over here and weigh them. And this particular bird is 5 pounds, 1.2 ounces. So, and what we'll do is we'll just make a little label. 5 pounds, 1 ounce. And we'll stick the label over the little incision that we made. And that's all there is to that. What?
The glow on me. It just looks so funny.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I think you got it. Feel good? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so here's all 17 of our birds that we did today. So that's 8 weeks and a little bit of labor. And that was our harvest. Looks like 6 pounds was our biggest bird. The smallest, I think, was 4 pounds, 3 ounces. Looks like, yeah, 4 pounds, 3 ounces was the smallest bird.